folks. I'm off to Savandurga Hills. Savandurga Hills is considered to be among the largest monolith hills in Asia. It is situated around 60 kilometers west of Bengaluru and it comes under Ramnagar district in Karnataka. You can come either through Nalmangala or through Kengeri, depends on from where you start. Buses are available from Bengaluru till Magadi Road and you can hire an auto or taxi from there. The route towards Savandurga Hills is so gorgeous. Driving through these traffic-free greenery roads is a different experience. I'm currently going through the forest area near Savandurga. A lot of Animal Crossing zone boards are there on both sides. Manjanaville Reservoir is also nearby. You can do a visit while coming back. This dam and forest area are visible while climbing up the Savandurga Hills. The Bengaluru railway station is the closest at a distance of 44 kilometers and the Bangalore International Airport is the nearest one at around 90 kilometers from the hill. You almost reached here. This is Veerabhadra Swami temple situated inside a courtyard. You need to take right from here. Google Map was showing the left direction. Savandurga is formed by two hills known locally as Karigudda, Black Hill on the left side and Biligudda, White Hill on the right side. Now I reached at the base of the White Hill. I'm going to climb up to the top of this hill. There is another temple named Lakshmi Narayana Swami temple at the foothill of Biligudda. Ample parking space available opposite to the temple for both two-wheelers and four-wheelers. Foothills is at the right side of the temple. If you couldn't find out, you can ask anyone over there. These temples date back to 1340 AD and are believed to have been built by the Hoysala rulers. There is a small eatery and fresh coconut water also on the way. You need to walk around 200 meters to reach the base of the hill. Only Biligudda Hill is open for public. You need prior permission from the forest department to climb up Karigudda Hills. Better to start early or else it would be really hot and sunny by the time you finish halfway. I say this to everyone and I started at 8:50 am today due to some unexpected delay. Follow the arrow marks provided on the rocks for direction. Wear proper grip shoes and it would be good if you carry sunglasses and hat. Now I'm reaching the first point. The view from here is beautiful. You can take pictures and enjoy some rest under the shades of the trees. We can divide the trail into 4 parts. Most of the people reach up to this first point, enjoy the scenery and go back. Carry enough water with you. It is very steep if you go straight up from here, and if you follow the arrow marks, there is a right turn. And it's not steep in the beginning. Savandurga Hills is 1226 meters above sea level and forms a part of the Deccan Plateau. As per the earliest records, the name of this hill was Savandi during the time of the Hoysala king Veeraballala III in the 13th century. The Hoysala ruler Samanta Raya initially built the Savandurga fort in 1543. During the end of 15th century, Magadi Kempagowda, the founder of Bengaluru, acquired and built all the 4 fort walls in Savandurga Hill. In case if you couldn't find the arrow marks, you can follow the electric poles. And the reptile life starts right from here. Provided grip on the rocks to climb up in 4 legs. These steps are extremely useful while coming back, as the gradient is quite steep. Now we have reached the second fort wall. Was the secondary capital of the Magadi rulers. These lush green dense forest and Manchinapalli reservoir stay with you for the entire trek. As you go up, more you would see that. From 1638 to 1728, Mysore took over this place, and in 1791, Lord Cornwallis captured it from Tipu Sultan's forces during the Third Anglo-Mysore War. Later, the Britishers called it Fort of Death, Savina Durga, because of the steep incline and defense structure, and now Savandurga. So you could see a lot of panholes on the rock in which rainwater get accumulated. It can take around 2 to 3 hours for uphill and around 40 to 60 minutes for downhill. And try to avoid trekking during rainy season. Now we are reaching the third point. There are some old structures and a large pond. And this last part of the trail is entirely different from the path till we have come up through the rock, and I got lost because of that. We can see the Nandi shrine on top from here. I couldn't find out any arrow marks and was searching a path straight up through the rock. My fellow travelers decided to go back at the third point, and I was sitting all alone here, expecting someone might come down from top, or at least I could whistle if I see some movements on the top. And nothing happened for quite some time, and I was wondering how to climb up through these rocks sitting right at the bottom. Later, I saw a trail in my right hand side, and by the time, more people joined. is with full of plants, caves and trees. Felt like suddenly I entered into a forest. In this really steep section, you literally have to sit and crawl down, especially on the way back. finally reached on top. The view and the wind on top will wipe both your sweat and tiredness in a fraction of a second. Be attentive and enjoy the lovely view and the rocking trek. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Your feedback and suggestions are really valuable. Please do it in the comment section.